Hey people, welcome to the Run Tester. It's Kieran here, and I am on the Trans-Pennine Way. I'm 18 miles into a marathon test of the brand new Cloudboom Echo 3. I'm struggling a little bit. I've done 18 miles about, I think I'm up to 3 hours. My Garmin stamina reading says I've only got 1.5 miles worth of stamina left. But anyway, this is going to be my marathon test of the Cloudboom Echo 3. So let's tell you quickly en route how I found them so far. So then obviously you've got the Cloudboom Echo 3. The whole big deal about these shoes is the fact you've got new super foam, got a new HF super foam underfoot. There are very few clouds in there. Those have sort of mainly disappeared apart from a few nods to the cloud tech kind of elements in the shoe. You've obviously got a carbon plate in the shoe, very lightweight minimal uppers. You've got a really kind of tight hugging race fit, and yeah, On says these are designed for going fast over the marathon and kind of shorter distances, but all out racing. I haven't quite been doing that today. I woke up after not brilliant sleep and I'm on kind of tired legs, but what I have done is put in some mixed pace here. So I've started slow, I've built up and put in some close to marathon pace miles, and towards the end here, as I get into these last 8 miles of the test, I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling a little bit beaten up. So we're moving okay, but we're not moving particularly kind of fast. So this wouldn't necessarily be my all-out marathon race pace, is kind of what I'm saying there. I am putting in the distance to see how these shoes would hold up, particularly deeper into those miles. I'm sure everyone out there who wants to buy these shoes or thinking of buying these shoes, thinking, can they give you what you need towards the end of a marathon when you're tired, well, when your brain and your legs get tired? Clearly what's happening to me. So we've got a full Cloudboom Echo 3 review on the channel, multi-tester review, and there's a race test as well. Mike and Nick have done 10k and 5k race tests, so something a little bit shorter, a little bit faster in the shoes. And I'm out here kind of plodding, and I think these shoes have run how I expected them to run. Early on, there's enough protection, there's enough pop, there's enough zip. They feel light, they feel agile, they feel nimble, they feel racy as well. They feel like you can go in them. I'd say kind of up there with things like the Vaporfly 3, some of the other fast carbon shoes. They're minimal, they're stripped back, and they are quite direct. They are a little bit firmer, and there is a little stiffness there. I mean, I like it, and in those early miles I feel like they've given good energy. Now, I've done it on mixed terrain, so there's a bit of paved stuff like you can see behind me here. There's a bit of stony paths, so it's not particularly the ideal territory. But what I have found deeper into the miles, when my legs have started to get tired, is there's definitely been a bit of foot fatigue coming up from the firmness of the shoe. And yeah, I think if you're going to be running longer hours for your marathon, let's say you're a 4 or 5 hour marathon runner, I'd question whether these shoes are going to have the protection for you deep into those miles. I'm not sure they've got them for me. I'm looking at about a 4 hour marathon today. I normally run somewhere between a 3 and a 3.5, and I'm just not sure myself even that I would race the whole marathon in these. Towards the end, I felt a little bit of ground coming up. I've just not quite been soaking up some of the ragged form that I'm putting through it now, and so I have a question over the overall comfort for those real longer, deeper miles. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is actually there's two different scenarios. Like now I'm back onto softer, groomed paths where it's it's a little bit compacted mud, and where they're a bit more forgiving and soft. And I think the shoe actually runs better on these paths where they're not too, they're not technical. It's very easy to run with the stability of the shoe. It's when I was doing the long stretches out on the road and the tarmac that I think after sort of 13, 14, 15 miles, I did about 4 or 5 miles that were all tarmac pavement. And that's when I really started to notice a bit more of the road coming up through. That's when I started to feel, not great, essentially. Now, again, I'm not running necessarily in my all-out kind of best race form right now. And if I were actually shifting on a road marathon where I'm up on my toes and moving fast with a high turnover, perhaps these shoes would be fine, and there would be just about enough comfort to get me round, that 3.5 hour marathon. Today, that hasn't been the case, and I'm enjoying them now. I'm back on the softer stuff, but back there, it was a little bit of a struggle, a little bit too direct, maybe not quite enough cushioning. So back in the office after the Cloudboom Echo 3 marathon test, and I want to quickly sum up my thoughts. I've had a bit of time to think, a bit of time to recover. And for me, the marathon test made one thing much clearer than my shorter tests in the Cloudboom Echo 3, and that's that these shoes might be a little bit Jekyll and Hyde. I think they're really great when you're moving well in fine form, but perhaps a little less forgiving when you're moving on tired legs. They remind me a little bit of the older generation Vaporfly, where you almost had to be racing well to get the most out of them. They sort of encourage you to do that as well, so it's a bit of swings and roundabouts. I think for many runners, the Cloudboom Echo will be better for faster and shorter distances, for half marathons, 10Ks, interval sessions, that kind of thing. And if you know you like a little more cushion protection deep into a marathon, or any of those races in fact, then these might not be your best bet. Now for me, the Nike Vaporfly 3 certainly offer a more soft cushioned ride. I think people, if you like a cushion, you will be better off with those. However, if you're confident you can hold good form for a full 26.2, you can happily chase fast times in the Cloudboom Echo 3. And after this marathon test, I still think On finally has a good carbon competitor in the mix here. One word of caution though, the durability I think for me is a question mark. I've done about 75 miles in the shoes now, but after the marathon test, admittedly some of it on sort of slightly river paths and stuff, the heel rubber is coming a bit loose. And for me, that's a little bit of concern overall in durability. I know Tom had some issues with that as well in the same zones. So that might be one factor when you're thinking about, do I buy these to go and chase marathons as well? So there you have it. That has been my marathon test of the On Cloudboom Echo 3. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell, ask any questions that you might have. If you're interested in finding out more about the Cloudboom Echo, we've got a multi-tester review on the channel appearing just about now. Otherwise, it's been a real pleasure to talk to you about these shoes, and we hope to see you again soon on the Run Testers. Thanks for watching and happy running. Good luck with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve out there.